We are back, and today we're racing on the Gran Turismo 7 game. This is round 1 of the season, and we're ready to get the racing underway. Once GT7 came out, we waited so long. We prepared everything for this championship, and today we get this started. We get this started with the bang here at the Daytona road course. So let's get the racing underway. You join us as we enter qualifying and the Grand Prix, of course, for the first round of Season 2 of LSR's GT3 Championship. I'm Formula Jonah, and joining me in the commentary box is Kinsum. Welcome back, my friend, and let's get started as we head into this GT3 Championship. Are you excited as we head into this phenomenal season?
Yeah, certainly. I'm really excited for this as we're seeing the McLaren cross the line and setting his first lap. Yeah, I am super excited for this one. Apologies for anyone watching the stream at the moment and hearing some music. It's come back. I was trying to fiddle with some settings, but we did get the race audio back, so we're just going to have a groovy tune with us today. Jonah for the first race of the season here at Daytona, and of course on the road course, not the oval, but using the oval in some parts.
Yeah, that's quite all right. Yeah, we have a very interesting grid here today, a very awesome grid that is coming into the first round of the season. I'm so glad to be commentating with you here today in the GT3 Championship. You'll be the main commentator as well for this season, so can't wait to be hearing your voice on the commentary. Viewers, thank you so much for joining us as well. Please make sure to comment your thoughts on this GT3 Championship. Are you guys excited for the racing here today? Let us know down in the comments section below. Make sure to like the video and subscribe to the LGE YouTube channel as well. We want to make sure we get to 200 subscribers, if I'm not mistaken. We're almost there, so viewers, you can help by subscribing to the channel. That would be much appreciated. So, Kingsum, let's talk teams, let's talk drivers, let's talk the grid as we head into the racing. 8 teams on the grid with some phenomenal cars, special liveries as well. And I think the first question I want to ask you as we head into this talking point, which is your favorite livery out on track?
At the moment, I was quite liking the McLaren livery, obviously inspired by the Golf. Watching the Aston Martin at the moment, quite inspired by the F1 liveries. He hits the wall.
Ooh,
on the entrance to the banking there. Looked like on the exit of the bus stop there, and he's now retired into the pit lane for a moment. And obviously we've got the Porsche and the Corvette, and just riding with an Alpine we've got on track.
Yeah, that Alpine Peugeot livery looking really strong. They're running the Peugeot RZC, if I'm not mistaken. The Thumb, who's a Group 1 driver and current leader of the Group 1 Championship in the Peugeot alongside more games. Looking forward to seeing what they can do. But currently, Danny Stillers in the Aston Martin Vantage is fastest overall. Danny pretty quick in that Aston Martin, looking really strong. So let's see what he can do. Also, really excited for Toyota. They got a great lineup, Electric and Fabregas, both very good drivers, and looking for some great racing here today in LSR and throughout the season as well. But yeah, I think Toyota, a dark horse in this season. Look out for them. Same with McLaren, looking really strong in that 650S car, as we'll see what they can do as we head into this session. Also, a few drivers not able to make the race this week. Vacant and Sequit, 2 drivers we know from previous seasons. Sequit, of course, was in the Corvette last season in the GT3 Championship in the previous year in 2021. So we'll see. He will be joining us at Porsche in the following round in Brands Hatch. But yeah, we're looking forward to a very interesting season, a very great season, and I cannot wait to see what these drivers can do. As Stanley now goes fastest by 0.4 of a second off of Betham, and now he is in that Corvette as well. That beautiful red Corvette, American-styled livery, as we head into the final few moments of the qualifying session here in Daytona, Florida.
Yeah, that is certainly a very good time there from Stanley, the American. He's in the American-inspired Chevrolet Corvette livery there. And his 3 drivers at the front there, all compatriots. And only a Brit following 4th place.
And it looks like Stanley's going out for another lap. Let's see what he can do. He's going to come through the first turn now. And what do you think about this track, Kingsome? The Daytona road course, a very unique type of track. As we mentioned, it's not the full oval, but what do you think about this road course, and especially the first round of the season? Do you think it fits?
I think it's a really nice course, actually. They did change it a couple of years ago, I believe, in this mid-section here, as he's running down through turn 4 of Dogleg. Yeah, it's a really nice track, especially in the night. It's really showing off these new fancy liveries. Is watching the American negotiating this right-hander now, and nicely on the power as he runs back on himself into in and out onto the banking.
And he's got to watch out for that chicane as well. Drivers can make mistakes there, as it's quite fast, and you expect the car to or the track to just keep going like this, but you got that chicane, which is very difficult. Yeah,
it is certainly very difficult, this bus stop chicane. Of course, an homage to Spa's bus stop chicane, the former one. It's a really nice style of chicane. The left, right, and right, left really got to be on the limit through those corners.
Yes, you definitely do. I expect a very neat lap from Stanley here, as Botham did go faster, though, as Stanley's going to come to the line in a few seconds now, as he's going to come to set a lap. Is it quickest overall? Yes, it is, by 0.5 of a second to the Peugeot's lap time in P2. Very quick lap time from the Corvette driver.
That certainly was. He's really set a precedent now for the end of qualifying. Not sure how long we have left to go. Don't think we actually get a clock for this session. Sorry, apologies. I am new to commentating on GT7, but awfully excited to do so.
And just to confirm real quickly, we will have about 3 minutes left of this qualifying session.
So we've got about, yeah, exactly. There we go. So 3 minutes left. Thanks, Jonah, as we're watching Husky, the Dutchman. And so let's see if he can do himself proud in the Aston Martin. As we saw Max Verstappen earlier on today. Actually, I won't say too much, in case anyone hasn't watched it yet, as he sets a time not faster than his previous best lap time, 7/10 down, as he runs in to turn 1. I really like this infield section, Jonah, this sector 1.
Oh, it is very, very great. I love that sector 1. It is very unique in its own way, and just really cool. I absolutely love it. But I gotta say, it's very difficult to manage. I always had a difficult time coming through turn 1, as I think a few drivers may be having a little accident there or something like that, as it is very difficult to get completely right.
It is indeed, as it is the most technical part of this circuit. The rest of the time it is good old-fashioned turn left banking, apart from that bus stop chicane in the middle of the long straight.
Also, not Sir Vapor on a lap right now. I'm curious to see what he can do. I don't know if that's Ford's official lap time, but he's about to go for a lap, and it should be his final lap of the day. Is there anyone out there you're seeing going quicker and possibly going onto pole position here today for the Group 3 Daytona race?
Vapor looks like he's just started a lap. See if we can improve in that Ford. So 2 American outfits in this GT7 championship.
And possibly even more, because reserves can pick whatever team they want, so we could see maybe a Viper coming in as well throughout the season.
Never know. He's in 8th place at the moment. His Viper, as he's now just turning into the flat out kink of turn 4 and into the west horseshoe of turn 5. Just powering back down upon himself and into the long hairpin, onto the banking, into the in, and now onto the outer part of the circuit. As he sets a personal best time, 9/10 up, Jonah. So he's certainly on a flyer as he runs through turn 12. First major part of the banking in this lap. This is going to run down to the heavy braking zone soon of the bus stop. Hearing the roar of that Ford engine. Right on the limit
nice
there.
Entrance.
Yeah, as he comes out. Just seeing a little bit of lag there, apologies. As the timer has now finished. I think this may be Vapor's final lap. He does go faster, goes 6th with a 140 dead, and now tyres screeching in pain there into turn 1, Jonah.
They were, yeah. I think he was done with that particular lap, so that is good enough for P6 for Not Sir Vapor, and he will be qualifying there as it stands. And where is Betham? He's in the pit lane. Something happened to him. I'm surprised to see that he's down in 12th. I wonder if that's a lobby glitch, because I thought he was P1 at some stage.
I'm not too sure. Stanley is in P1 at the moment, followed by Danny Stillers.
And officially qualifying is over. I think this might be the last opportunity for any driver to improve on their time, as I just saw Stanley losing the car a little bit on the exit of the horseshoe there as he continues on with that particular lap. He might be going faster here.
He might be, but the timer was up supposedly. As Fabregas is into the pit lane. Looks like he's run out of fuel, Jonah. But didn't have confirmation in the comments that the timer was up, so not too sure if these laps are going to count or not as he comes into the bus stop. Easy does it for that Corvette.
And Deary OG has just gone 3rd fastest in the McLaren. Watch out for him as well.
Not too sure what's going on with the lap times. Just so the timer was finished, Jonah. By my calculation, that would be if you're on a lap, you can finish your lap, but if you weren't, you're out.
I think that might be it. I'm not exactly sure. I think the admins are now about to start the lobby. Otherwise, it looks like, yep, and there we go. The lobby is starting. So officially, as we say that, lobby is now starting and the race is about to get underway. We're waiting those 5 red lights.
So it will be a standing start. I presume no formation lap, Jonah. We didn't have any information about this before.
No formation.
So no formation. We're going to have some lights going. We've got 3 of them, 4 and 5 red lights. And we're away here at Daytona. And it looks like the American in the lead in that Ford has got away. Oh, sorry, in the Alpine has got away rather nicely, but he has got Danny Stiller on the outside. The Brit goes through into the lead, into turn 1, and he's just following close behind.
Oh, and there's a car already off. That is, I do believe, Electric Envy in one of the Toyotas. But a great start for everyone as we have the Corvette of Stanley down the inside of Brett Biskeen, his teammate, the 2 Corvettes, 3rd and 4th. But Botham is leading as it looks like. Danny is off the track. What happened to Danny? He's down to 10th. He made a mistake. The leader has made a mistake on the first turn of, or the first sector of the lap. Danny Stiller is down to P10. It was a promising start, and it has all gone into drama for the Aston Martin.
Well, it looks like Husky has moved up a couple of places towards the back, Jonah, but sorry, towards the back. He's into 3rd place, and is now almost hit the wall there on the exit of turn 6 as we go up onto the banking. The McLaren is close behind him. Dutchman pulling off a good move there. Right inside the car of the Aston Martin as we run down towards the bus stop. As sent on the inside is the Corvette. Didn't see that one come in contact there with the McLaren.
Deary off the track, and that's another car off the track as well. That, I do believe, is not Sir Vapor or maybe Husky, not exactly sure.
It was Husky he made contact with, not sure who he had a collision with. Unfortunately, I only see the top 8 drivers on the board at the moment. As the American of Fabregas goes through.
McChicken loses the car. He loses the car on the entrance of the braking for turn 1.
He's round at turn 1, as Jonas just said. Now he's going to have to get himself back in order and try and catch up to the pack. Of course, there's going to be one pit stop in this race, one mandatory pit stop.
Yellow flag. Sorry to interrupt you there, but I think Fabregas has gone off at turn 3. Another driver off the track at that particular section of the track. It is very difficult for drivers to get sector 1 completely right, and especially since this is the first race of the season, so these drivers will have to get used to their cars and, of course, come back stronger at the next one.
Yeah, they will do, of course. It is the first race of the season, first race in GT7, of course. Not long since this game has been out, eagerly anticipated. Just watching Stanley storm ahead at the moment, and we're watching King go through on the outside as we now run down towards the bus stop. Stays ahead. Quite close racing at the front at the moment, Jonah.
There is, and Betham is going to come back, so echoing your words there and saying there is quite close racing at the front. There definitely is, because that Peugeot is looking to take back second position. And I just realized something. Corvette are P1 and P2 in this race right now as we enter the third lap of the Daytona race.
They're certainly going strong as we do enter lap 3. This will be about a 40 to 50 minute race here today. I'm not sure how many laps that will be, Jonah. But we'll keep you updated.
Yeah, I think it should be. Ethan on Betham. The Porsche driver's now got into the mix. This is a titanic battle for second position right now between these 3 drivers.
Yeah, certainly going strong at the moment. Very, very close together as they run through into the horseshoe. As he actually goes wide, the Alpine, and got himself facing the right way once again. But it's 4 Americans in the top 4 at the moment. Jonah should be proud.
Yes, here at Florida as well. So the Americans will be quite happy with that. I think there was contact with a Aston Martin and maybe the Alpine as well. I think Husky went for a move and went a little bit too late on the brakes. Maybe hit the Alpine of Betham. I'm not exactly sure about that one, but something did happen between those drivers there. But it's all good. The 3 drivers in second and third and fourth will be continuing their battle as McChicken now joining the fight in the reserve Porsche car.
Just go a little bit wide there. Has a bit of a moment as we see EDA and Ericsson almost side by side on the banking as we run almost across the line now as we about to start lap 4 with these guys. Towards turn 1 we go again.
And here comes I think Betham on Ethan. He's going to continue to battle away with the Porsche drivers. We see a spinner. I heard some screeching tires. Not exactly sure what that was. But here goes Betham round the outside of Ethan into turn 4. I do believe that is. As Betham's going for the switchback maneuver on the Porsche driver. And he's going to look to re-overtake him, but does not. Ethan keeps the position.
Yeah, so he's holding on for now. But can Betham respond? His tyres screeching away there in the middle sector through the horseshoe. As we come into turn 6 in an out corner. Just got this small group of cars behind Jonah. As we see Husky go right off the track. We've had a little break from the music, which I am relieved about. And we're just getting on as we now start a new track. But very close racing at the moment for the front runners. As I said, only 12 drivers in this race, and still putting on a good show, is there? Ericsson is getting close to King.
Yeah, he's looking for that move probably in the next few seconds here. Let's see if he's going to be able to do that. Here comes the Porsche on the Corvette. Power of that German manufacturer's engines as McChicken comes into the pit lane. The first driver to come into the... Oh, and there's contact between the Corvette and the Porsche.
Able to keep it on the straight and narrow though, so they come back through turn 1. It's very close.
And I want to... Oh, go ahead, sorry.
No, sorry, I was just going to say, I'm just so impressed with how close a lot of these drivers are sticking with each other.
Yeah, it's good racing so far, especially for the first race of the season, and I'm sure we'll be seeing that throughout the entire season. Remember, this is the first race of the season, so I'm assuming these drivers are kind of getting used to their cars, and throughout the next season or throughout the next races, we'll see more competitive fights, and this will be quite interesting to see. As Breakfast goes a little bit wide into the last turn before that banked turn, as Ethan might have the opportunity to make the move on the Corvette driver, possibly down to turn 1. As he gets very close, the Porsche really quick in a straight line. The Corvette wasn't as quick, but it is very, very nice through the corners as Ethan looking for the move to the outside line. There wasn't a lot of space there as Breakfast actually goes across the grass. And actually, Ethan's round. He's off the track in the grass there. And that's going to really hurt his performance.
He certainly is, as he's caught straight back up again though. Now looking to the outside around the curve. Going to go to the outside again. He got some serious overspeed there, Jonah. So,
he did, yeah.
As he now dives into the pit lane, as the both of them do, and take their mandatory pit stops. Maybe trying an undercut.
4 drivers into the pits. That is very interesting. So this is the time to pit. And remember, the softs do not last long for around here. I guess they only last up to around 6 to 7 laps, which is quite insane, actually. And drivers have to pit onto at least a different set of compound tires, kind of how the F1 rules work. So it makes sense why they chose the softs. It's a good way to get some pace at the start and then go out for later.
Yeah, and BK is on the medium tyres in his pit stop at the moment. Has he just changed to the medium tyres?
I do believe so.
Not got a lot of fuel on board either. It says 4 laps of fuel.
Well, Deary OG is actually pit for 15 laps of fuel, so he's going long on those tires.
He certainly is. So obviously we're not really used to, Jonah, seeing fuel pit stops. We're seeing a couple of drivers going 100 laps of fuel.
Oh, okay, sure, why not?
For Danny, that's really going to hinder his race in terms of weight on his car, and potentially will slow him down. He's got McChicken ahead of him.
And I do believe Chicken's already pit, so Chicken will keep that position, and we'll see a great battle here between the 2 drivers. Yeah,
so Danny Sturtle, the Welshman, alongside Husky in the other Aston Martin. Just trying to find different lines here, Jonah, as they're coming through the banking. And there is a bit of a fine art to these left-hand bends. Just trying to get in the groove when you do get into them, and just give it a nice bit of a break up with the road course on the infield as we come back into the bus stop. Probably my favourite corner on the circuit. As I said, I used to love the bus stop at Belgium, so very, very similar to that.
Yeah, it is quite like that, which is cool to see, you know.
So it's just settled down a little bit. We still haven't had Bithom in the pits.
Oh, and Fabregas off the track at the chicane.
I just didn't catch that. Apologies for the bad direction today, ladies and gentlemen. It's my first time with GT7. We've all got to learn somewhere. As Fabregas is in 10th place, and yet Vapor is just past him. Let's see if the leader is going to pit. Don't think so just yet. He's coming into the bus stop. He may potentially do on this lap actually. His rivals behind have pit.
Well, let's see. The pit lane is coming up, so you should have the opportunity to do that. And Stanley is 29 seconds behind. As we also see a great battle going on for third position. Husky, Electric Envy, and McChicken also having a great battle here.
As Electric looks to go on the outside, now tucks in behind the rear wing of that Aston Martin, maybe looks to the outside again. Is he going to go for the move into the bus stop? You're going to want the inside line for that corner as we now make the run down to the bus stop. He is looking to the inside, is going to take the inside line later on the brakes. Oh no, maybe the Aston Martin will hold on for the time being as he's on the inside for the exit of the bus stop, and now they're going to run side by side through the banking of turn 10.
And McChicken's there too. It's a three-way fight for third position here. This is great action.
Certainly is indeed. We've got McChicken trying to look on the inside. We're about to run into turn 1, going over the start-finish line. McChicken is in the middle, now takes to the outside. The Aston Martin backs out of it for a moment. Electric now has the inside for turn 1. Disc brakes glowing, contact aplenty for the Porsche and the Aston Martin as they run through turns 2 and 3. I'm sorry, now into turn 3. The quite tight hairpin. Great fight for third place here, Jonah. The leader is gonna be happy about this going on, even though he doesn't know it.
Yeah, and I'm surprised that Betham has stayed out. That's quite interesting. As Husky goes for a very late dive bomb, but it works out. Oh, but then he goes off the track and in the wall. That was a little late from Husky. I think he braked just a little bit too late there, which unfortunately affected his braking there, and he lost out to his teammate, who's actually now on the back of McChicken, and now the second Aston Martin is getting into the action as McChicken and Electric Envy will continue their battle.
The Porsche driver just lost out there to Electric Envy. It's a great jostle for a lot of the positions, especially on the rostrum. As we're going to wait for Betham to pit. He's already gone past the pit lane once again. So when is this man going to pit?
Well, he's taking the softs for quite a while. You can do that for a round here. I know I said you want to pit around like lap 7 or something like that, but Betham's proven us wrong and showing that the softs can go for quite a while for around here.
Certainly has. And we're on lap 9 now with those. Go on.
Oh, another thing I wanted to ask, and I don't know if this is maybe just on my screen, but I cannot find Ericsson Ethan on the grid here. He's disappeared on my screen. Can you see him on your grid, or? No.
And
he hasn't left the session, which is quite interesting.
That's an odd one. Not sure where he is. Just watching Betham. Said he had to leave. Someone's put a comment saying he had to leave early.
All right, and McChicken going for the move on Electric Envy. Remember, he is going to be in that fight for the podium here today. And still, Betham stays out. He is staying out on those soft compound tires. And meanwhile, Stanley has gained a few seconds to the Peugeot drive. As now Betham's in the pits.
He is in the pits. He didn't stay out. He has 9 laps of fuel remaining. He's on the medium tyres, not the soft tyres, actually, Jonah. So it looks like he probably will want to go on to the soft tyre.
Fascinating.
Wait into the pit lane. Let's see where Stanley is going to come out in this. He's going to come out comfortably ahead.
And Betham may even lose out to Electric Envy and McChicken in that battle for third, which could become second position because Betham's still in the pit lane now onto the medium compound tires. So McChicken and Electric Envy will get past.
Yeah. And Danny might as well, as he's still not left the box yet. Not too sure how much fuel he's taking on board, as he's now out of the pit lane and back onto the circuit, and just comes out in 5th place. Danny is not far behind him, and he has got this queue of cars. McChicken's got himself a penalty, half a second penalty.
And is that maybe for maybe like, I don't know, cutting a corner or something like that? I don't think that's the case, but
not too sure. So just watching up front, Stanley is a long way in the distance at the moment. Still got a while to go in this race. Jonah, can you confirm how many minutes this race is going to be? Do we know?
Yes, I do believe it is 45 minutes. That's how long I was told.
Okay.
So I do believe, how long have we been racing?
So
We've been racing
18 minutes. 18 minutes and 10 seconds.
Okay, so we should have about 25 minutes remaining.
Yeah.
So a little over a halfway distance now. That's good. That's good. We'll get more racing, of course.
And I'm sure, Jonah, that when the 45 minutes are up, then the next lap is the winner, I'm assuming.
Yes, that is correct. Oh, and hold on a second. McChicken going slowly. McChicken going slowly on the start-finish straight. What has happened to the Porsche driver? This is something really bad for McChicken, as he's going very slowly, stuck in 4th gear right now, as McChicken off the track.
I think he might have a penalty or something. I'm not too sure. As he's going, I say, rather slowly.
Oh, he's ran out of fuel. That's what's happened. He's ran out of fuel. He's on 0 laps of fuel.
Yeah, he needs to refuel his car. That's a bit of a rookie error there. He could have maybe tried to fuel to the end if he'd really wanted to, but obviously that would have just slowed him down eventually. Not sure how far away he is from the pit lane though. He's just going into the pits.
Interesting. So he's going to need to take a little bit more fuel, and that may drop him down a few positions, which could be a little unfortunate. Meanwhile, Fabregas into the pit lane for Toyota, onto, I think, a medium or a hard compound tire. I do believe that is the hard compound tires going on to the Toyota.
Can they last 25 minutes? Is the question, Joe.
Oh, I don't think so. I think he's going to have to make another pit stop. Usually the hard tires last around 18 laps, I want to say, from this stage.
Might get there. Might get there if he fuels up. We'll see how much fuel he puts on board. That might give us an indication of how long he's thinking of going as he now exits the pit. He's got 100 laps on board. It said there. Not too sure if
he's
that
going
was
to exit.
correct.
I'm not sure either, but he is coming out in P8, right behind Not Sir Vapor.
He's got blue flags actually, which may be an indication of where Stanley is.
So what can we discuss right now? I think Stanley, 20 seconds ahead of Danny Stillers. That is a massive break, I guess, a massive gap between first and second position. But I want to ask you, what do you think about Betham right now? Currently P3, pit later on. Is he going to the end of the Grand Prix on those tires? And what strategy do you think he's going for right now?
I'm not sure. I think he's gone onto the hard tyres by those things, and he might try and go long. I think it might be a little bit too long to go to the end of the race. It might be one more stop, maybe onto a soft or a medium tyre to finish out this race. The Peugeot Alpine driver is watching him come through the banking on lap 12. He was quite strong in the first part of the race, Jonah, and I'm sure he's probably going to progress on later on. We will have more pit stops to come, I think. But that midfield, Jonah, is looking pretty close at the moment.
It is. It really is. And these drivers will be going wheel to wheel. And remember, they are also looking to score points for their team as well. Corvette currently will be leading the championship after Daytona. So if they can get both cars in the points, that would be great for them. And something I quickly want to mention while you mentioned the midfield and the point scoring positions we've been talking about is I wanted to let you all know, viewers, that the top 8 score points in the racing. And so from 9th down, they don't score points. That's kind of how that works out. But I want to quickly cut away from that topic because now I want to talk about the pit stops. We have 3 drivers into the pit lane. Stanley has come into the pit lane onto, I think, a medium compound tire.
That's what it looks like, and we'll just wait to see. We'll just see what happens. Oh, it says the fuel is litres, not laps. Ah, thank you. I didn't know that. Okay. So we've got 27 minutes left in this race. I'm hearing.
Yes, we do.
So this will be an interesting end to proceedings. It's a 50-minute race. Plus one lap.
Yeah, we still have a few laps to go. Still have a lot of action coming in our way. So that's good. Very good to see. As we will see who comes out as the winner of the Grand Prix. I think it's really mainly between Peugeot's Betham and Corvette's Stanley and Electric Envy in that Toyota as well. And I think those 3 are kind of the main contenders for the race victory here. And even Danny Stillers in the Aston Martin making his way through the field. He could be in contention for the race victory here as well. And then we got that midfield, the Ford of Not Sir Vapor. And the Corvette right behind him. The 2 American teams battling for position 5th and 6th currently. As I'm excited to see what they can do. And if that is Ford's livery, that is an amazing livery from the team. I cannot wait to see if that is going to be their full-time livery for the season.
It is a really solid livery, actually. The light and dark blue, as we were watching Breakfast King going for a run here on the banking. The next braking zone, of course, is the bus stop. I don't think he's close enough. It's the closest battle on track right now.
Not Sir Vapor goes a little wide, though.
Yeah, he does go a little bit wide. Apologies for some of the lagginess of the cars in this session.
Yeah, I've noticed a little bit of a lag with the cars as well. Not exactly sure why that's the case.
Must need quite a strong connection, I presume.
Yeah, I think it's the GT7 game. It's not really meant for online, so maybe that's why. I don't know. I have no idea.
As we just watched Vapor come into the pits there. Had 6 litres of fuel left. Apologies for the error there. See how many litres he's going to put on board now. See what tyres he puts on. Probably off the softs onto a medium or a hard set. We're on lap 13 of this GT7 championship. Please make sure to like and subscribe to the video, everyone who are watching. Obviously this inaugural GT7 race here for LSR, the inaugural LSR stream, of course, on LGE. First time for their collaboration. So we've just seen Vapor coming out of the pits, and of course next week we'll have some Formula 1 action from LSR on a Saturday and Sunday, as we see some drifting action from Vapor there, really losing the car in the midsection. Hit the infield. I don't know if you caught that one, Jonah.
You can call it that. That's I think that's the right word. I'm not exactly sure, to be honest. But yeah, a lot of smoke coming from the back of that Ford. But he will continue, and he was going to have those soft compound tires. So we'll see how that works out for the Ford driver. But yeah, a lot of action still coming our way. We're kind of at a moment where these drivers are kind of focusing on fuel, tire conservation as well. They want to make sure that they conserve those tires and make sure that they can make those tires last till the end of the Grand Prix or wherever they're going to pit. So I think they're kind of focusing on that right now, as it seems that Breakfast King is coming into the Sector 1 section of the track, which is great to see that as well. But yeah, another thing I quickly want to mention is, like Keystone did say, this is the first stream of the LSR collaboration with LGE, and on behalf of Lightning Speed Racing, we are so excited to be joining the Limitless Gaming Esports channel and social media platforms, as it's going to be a huge boost for the league, and we can't wait to be bringing you content on the league every single week, as we stream races every single Sunday. GT, of course, this Sunday. Next week, as Keensum did mention, we'll be visiting the F1 Championship races, as we'll be going to the United States Grand Prix for that one. So tune in to more LXR action next week.
Yeah, I'm really excited for that one. And as we have got a bit of a downtime in the race, so it's conserving fuel and a few pit stops going on. So we see another pit stop from Electric Envy. Still at 15 litres of fuel. Didn't have to pit just yet. Probably had 2 or 3 more laps of fuel. Maybe 2 laps of fuel until his pit stop window would have had to have opened for him. But he is into the pits a little early. See what tyres he goes on to. Yeah, so we will have action, of course, tomorrow night. It's 7:30. For Monday's Limitless 1 on the F1 2021 game, and that'll be the Japanese Grand Prix, so make sure to tune in for that. I think we've got Stinos back, the championship leader, out in front at the moment, so make sure to check that one out. Out in front at the moment is Bethom in the Peugeot Alpine, and just coming up on the back of Vapor, doesn't very kindly get out of the way there.
I think it's all good between the two drivers. No time lost or any contact between the two drivers, so that's all good. But yeah, 13.5 seconds separating first and second position. Stanley gaining time on Bethom. Could we see that Corvette win the Grand Prix, or will it be Bethom in first position? We're seeing the Corvette hunting down Bethom, and we could see a titanic battle between first and second position to start off the season here at the GT3 Championship. But gonna be great. Oh, as we see Danny Stillers spinning off at the chicane, as that is not good for the Aston Martin driver, as he's going to lose a lot of time to second position, and to Breakfast King, who's going to be looking for a double podium for Corvette as we come into the first race at Daytona. Mick Chicken in the action as well as Husky and Fabregas having a great battle for sixth position right now, so keep an eye on them, as also Electric Envy and Fabregas, I think, swap positions there, team orders between the two drivers.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, obviously Electric Envy has got more in his pocket at the moment, trying to hunt down Husky in 6th place. See Vapor, sorry again for lag on some of the cars. As we see Electric Envy on his outlap actually after just pitting. Nice little bit of information there from the GT7 game. So watching the Toyota, really like the Toyota livery actually, got a lot going on, but it seems to work quite well. See if he can work it quite well into turn 1.
And you mentioned the livery of the Toyota car. Absolutely love it myself as well. And another thing I like about the Toyota is the sound. That sound of that Toyota engine is amazing. I absolutely love it. It's got that raw power, and I don't know, something about it just reminds me of like one of the old GT1 cars from the Le Mans series in 1999 and 1998, all the late 90s. But yeah, Toyota running a good race right now. Yellow flag. What happened there?
Not too sure. That was a quick yellow flag. Not too
Vapor.
sure.
I think it's Vapor.
The road. Yeah, it was Vapor. He's got a 2.5 second penalty to serve. Not sure what that was for. Unfortunately, don't ever see it come up on a screen. When Chicken's getting blue flagged.
I think that's because the race leader is coming in or coming to overtake McChicken, who just came into the pit lane. And he's come out, and I do believe where is he on track? He's P6.
Stanley is trying to close down that gap. Quite a substantial gap at the moment. So definitely seeing two groups of cars at the moment, Jonah. It's definitely two different classes of driver at the moment in this race. A few drivers have made some mistakes, and these front guys have been pretty faultless at the moment.
Yeah, and it's also going to be interesting to see what happens in the next one as well, because we're going to be seeing some other drivers join us as well. I know Seekut wasn't able to make the racing. We know he's very quick on the GT7 game, so can't wait to be seeing him. I have no idea where Ericsson Ethan's at, too, so both Porsche drivers, I want to see where, if they could be in the championship hunt. I definitely think they will be. They're very consistent, so I definitely think they'll be battling for wins. Awesome Gumball, unfortunately, was not able to make the race. I think there was some sort of internet issues or something like that, or PlayStation issues that he wasn't able to join. He was in the qualifying session, but unfortunately couldn't make the race as Stanley comes into the pit lane.
Oh, that was interesting, because he was trying to hunt down the race there. He's only got 9 litres of fuel left. We'll see if Bethom responds in the next few laps. Of course, this will be quite a long pit stop for Stanley with the refueling. Not like the lightning speed pit stops of Formula 1. See what I did there, Jonah?
Yeah, it's very I see your point, actually. I think it's very different, you know, from the Formula 1, because I think you and me and a lot of our viewers watching as well know the Formula 1 championships, as that's what's mainly been streaming on the LGE channel, so it's quite different to see something like this, as like, it's kind of like a Le Mans pit stop, if you guys know what that is. A Le Mans pit stop, you have the tires being changed, sometimes the driver gets changed, and there's lots of different things, and the pit stops at Le Mans take up to possibly even over 5 minutes, because there's just so much you have to do.
Yeah, it really is a long time for Le Mans pit stops. These ones aren't so bad, looking like about 30 seconds, also between 20 or 30 second pit stops, as we see Breakfast King into the pits. We've got about just over 15 minutes left in this race. If you're wondering about how long we've got left in the race, when we're seeing it, look in the bottom left of this screen, you will see the timer, and as we hit 45, the race leader, once he crosses the line, that will be the final lap of this GT7 championship race.
And both Corvettes came into the pit lane on lap.
Danny is smoking and was in trouble there, as he's got himself facing in the right direction again. Was in 3rd place, no overtaking, yellow flags, as McChicken has had contact from Breakfast King. Didn't really see from a great angle there. We've got another driver off the road. Looked like it might have been Fabregas, was it? Or was it just the driver ahead of him? It's the driver ahead of him, Leclerc. As Bethom is in the pits, Jonah, for his second pit stop of the day. Probably his final one, with only 15 minutes to go.
And Stanley has undercutted Bethom. He has undercutted Bethom. He has taken over as race leader of the, okay.
Oh, has he?
Has he? Has he? Oh, no, he is not. Okay.
He's not. No, looks like the game lies just a little bit in the pit stops. Once they're out of the box, they're coming out of the pit lane. So that's an interesting one to note for the coming races.
To be honest, that's actually good that Stanley didn't undercut him, because now, look where he is on the map. He is right behind Bethom, only 2.8 seconds separating first and second position, and this means that we're going to get one epic fight to end off the racing here today with just a few minutes left of the session. I think about 10 or so minutes remaining as we get ready for one titanic end to this session between first and second position, and I think it really is the battle for 3rd place. Electric Envy looking to take Toyota onto the podium here today.
certainly are, and yeah, we'll hope the Corvette, so Stanley will be able to hunt down Bethom in the Peugeot Alpine in the lead at the moment. It's France versus America for the final stages of this race.
And I think we're also seeing a great battle for 5th position, possibly even 4th, as Fabregas is trying to make a move on McChicken. Here goes the Toyota driver to the inside. Oh, he looked for the move. Wasn't a lot of space though, so he had to back off as McChicken goes off the track into the grass. And something happened to McChicken there. He's off the track trying to recover back out on track.
Contact between the two of them. He's just able to hold on at the minute, Jonas. It is a little bit, yeah. It was definitely unsafe release. It's unsafe rejoin. Rejoin to track is the Canadian is trying to hold on in this racing green and white Porsche, but it looks like the Toyota is going to go to the outside of the banking, have the outside for the bus stop, the final braking zone of the lap, or heavy braking zone of the lap. McChicken's trying to hold on, now looking to the outside, and so there's contact between the two of them there, and they're both around, and oh no, sorry, they're not both around, it's only Fabregas around, and McChicken holds on. Unfortunately, because of the glitchiness of the cars, it was quite difficult to see the incident there.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what happened there. It seemed like that was the game lagging there, because I saw a car on the left and then I think it teleported to the right. That's happened before in GT7 to many different drivers. I actually think it was a bug with the game at some point, which is a little unfortunate, but it's how it goes. So whatever has happened, McChicken is in P3, and Electric Envy comes out right behind. Yeah,
right behind him. He's on the soft tyre as well. He's fueled up to the end, 100 litres on board. He's going to try and go to the end with just over 10 minutes to go in this GT7 GT3 World Championship race. And just as we're watching these drivers, Jonah, what race do we have coming up next week, in a fortnight, sorry, for round 2?
Well, we're going over to Britain, to Brands Hatch. That's going to be the next race, and it's going to be the lawn layout. I don't know exactly what the layout is called off the top of my head. Maybe you know what it's called.
Grand Prix circuit, I think, still called that.
Okay, so that's where we're going to be going, viewers. We're heading to Brands Hatch next. We're heading over to Britain as we go into that one. And right after that, we're heading to a classic. It's Nürburgring. We're heading to the German Grand Prix, or to Germany, I guess, for the Nürburgring race.
Yeah, that will be an interesting one. And especially looking forward to Nürburgring. I do really miss that circuit in Formula 1. So I'm assuming it's the Grand Prix circuit, not the Nordschleife.
Oh, that would be some race if we did the Nordschleife. That would be really cool. But no, yeah, it's the GP circuit. That's where we're going. Yeah, definitely have to agree with you. I definitely missed that Grand Prix in F1 as well, that track. Also, Fabregas has made his way up to P6, but unfortunately he's going to come into the pit lane, so he will lose that position, which is a little unfortunate.
1 litre of fuel remaining in his car as he entered the pits, so was really on the last strips of fuel there.
He was, yeah. He had to come into the pit lane. It was the only option for Fabregas, as he's going to come out in P8,
as first and second are fighting together now, as they're about to come down towards the start-finish line into turn 1. The Peugeot Alpine of Bethon is on the inside. The Corvette is going to try and go on the outside and maybe holds it on around the outside, but no, the Alpine stays ahead for the time being, and Stanley is on the charge and trying to take the lead of this Daytona GT3 championship race.
Stanley wants P1. He wants to get the first race of the season with his teammate up in the top 5 as well. So I think Breck is keen, and Stanley wants some good points for the Corvette team. And wouldn't it be great to take the lead of the championship and win the first race of the season? But Betham also wants that as well. He's going for this championship, and I think these two will battle hard. Of course, they're good friends, so They will keep it nice and respectful, and they'll give us one hell of an end to this race. Just a few minutes remain. I think we're under 7 minutes remaining of this session, of this first race, and we already have a race lead battle as we head into the final few laps of the Daytona race.
Yeah, so we've got just over 7 minutes left. Jonah, we're on 42 minutes as Stanley goes on the inside into the bus stop, and the Alpine's trying to hold on and pushing him through the exit of the bus stop as we go on to the banking. The Alpine, the Peugeot Alpine, has the outside line, and they're going side by side through the banking still. The Alpine takes the lead once again of this Daytona race as we go down into turn 1 in but a moment as they cross the line to start lap 24. They're still side by side. Stanley was on the outside the last time and now gets ahead, but the Alpine is trying to fight back, Jonah, and they're still side by side. Great racing between these two drivers, really on the limit as Stanley looks to the inside once again at turn 3.
Good move from Stanley there, and good move from Botham as well. Both drivers kept it clean, they kept it going, and they'll continue this fight. This is absolutely phenomenal as we see Stanley trying to go for the move into the hairpin there. Botham keeps him behind. The Peugeot will keep the position, but Stanley's coming back at him. He's looking to go side by side as we come down into another hairpin of the track before entering the banked turn. Stanley and Botham side by side. Peugeot versus Corvette as we head into the banked corners and the final few laps of this session here today in LSR. Stanley right behind Botham as we come down into that bus stop chicane. This is where drivers make a lot of overtakes, so can Stanley do that and go for a send to the inside?
He's going to go to the send for the outside, actually, Jonah, as he now gets later on the brakes, takes the lead at Daytona. And now he's going to try and get away, but I don't think that is going to be possible, as that Peugeot is going to try and fight back like he did last lap into turn 1 and took back that lead. Hopefully, we'll have switching of the top spot for the last 6 minutes of this race, Jonah.
Well, here comes Botham on Stanley now to the outside. He could possibly go. Stanley covers the inside. Oh, this is good battling between these two drivers. Botham trying to go for the better traction out of turn 1 as Stanley will keep ahead. We're riding on board with the Peugeot on my screen right now as Stanley keeps ahead of the Peugeot for now, and Corvette lead the Daytona race. Oh, as both drivers go off the track, Stanley makes a mistake.
Stanley did make a mistake, and Botham has took the lead back once again. And as we're now down into the last under 5 minutes of this race, plus one more lap, of course, and it's just hustling that Peugeot into the horseshoe as we now run down to turn 6 into the in and out corner. As you see, in the middle of his dash as we ride inside the cockpit, you have the rear view camera. I'm watching that Corvette behind still within sight, those front headlights still beaming a gaze into the rear of that Peugeot.
Yeah, those headlights are getting closer and closer. Stanley is gaining the time on the Peugeot. He's backed off a little bit, but is now starting to gain the time on Botham, and he might go for a move in these closing laps of the session here today. I think we are just coming to last 2 laps of the session, or last 3 laps. What do you think about that?
Something like that. We've got about 3 or 4 laps to go, and as you said, of course, the last lap will be when one of these two guys, as I think they're both going to go to the end now, surely. Hopefully they have enough fuel on board. But it looks like we're going to have 2 or 3 more laps of this. So it's going to have been around a 29 to 30 lap race at the end.
Well, Botham has been overtaken by Stanley. These two will switch positions consistently, but the question is, who will stay ahead as we cross the finish line and that checker flag does wave? Who will come out as the winner of this one? We will find out in a few laps time. Betham looking for the overtake to the inside. Stanley defends, and so Betham cannot make the overtake into that particular corner, but he's going to have the opportunity to try and go around the outside of Stanley. Stanley then defends the outside line, which becomes the inside, and these two will continue their battle. Betham P2, Stanley P1. And the thing with GT7 is that there's not really a timer or not really a lap or a section that says, like, this is the end of the Grand Prix. So I hope these drivers will know that when they cross the line, that'll be the end of the race.
Yeah, let's hope so. They've only got a couple of laps to go. We're on lap 26. Stanley's in the lead. We have got our back marker just behind them. Unfortunately, it's not third place. It's the Peugeot Alpine is pushing that American Corvette out of the bus stop as you run around this high banking here towards the start finish. The penultimate turn on this Daytona circuit. As Stanley's in the pits, he's got no fuel left. That might be the end of the battle. But will that bring Danny Stillers into the fight? I don't think it will. I think he's far too far back now, unfortunately.
I think that will be the end of that battle for P1.
Unfortunately, that was a bit of an anticlimactic finish. But unfortunately, he didn't have the fuel to go the distance. So he now comes out of the pits. We'll see how much fuel he's got on board. Surely not very much. Only a couple of litres. Surely maybe 10 or 15 to get him to the end. We're almost into the final minute as he took 34 litres on board.
And just confirming, we will be having about 1 minute, or actually, 1 minute remaining of this race. If everything goes to plan, this is the last 2 laps of the session, I do believe, for most of these drivers.
I think so, yeah. So, unless Betham can start lap 28 before that timer reaches 50, so he's got just under 40 seconds, we will have only 1 lap left.
Well, he's coming to the line now. I think he should have the ability to go for another lap. I think he will have the time.
I think we might have 2 more laps, actually. If he just gets to that line before it strikes, I think he will, Jonas. I think we're going to have 2 more laps of this, and that will be confirmed. Let's hope he can go to the end, and we are going to have 2 more laps.
Yep, there will be another lap of the race, and you said possibly 2?
Yes, so now the clock has struck 50, so there will be 1 more lap after this. As he crossed the line with about 8 seconds to go, there is obviously 50 minutes plus 1 lap, and as he started the lap before the 50 minutes was up, we have to do another lap.
Well, Stanley's come across the line. He will take P2 in this race. Electric Envy will then come across the line to set a Toyota P3. That'll be great for him. Danny Stiller's off the track, but will finish. Oh no, Breakfast King got him. Breakfast King did get Danny Stiller, so Breakfast King will finish in P4. What a dramatic end to that battle there. So it will be both Corvettes in the top 4, which will be great for them. They will take the lead at the Constructors' Championship, and round the final couple of corners comes Betham. He is going to do it, and he's going to win the first race of the season here at Daytona.
Oh, he definitely is. He's just apologies for that. I thought we were going to have 1 more lap, but this is the final lap now. So we've had 28 laps of this Daytona GT3 championship race here in the state of Florida, as he's flying away with it now. Maybe he's going to get himself a fastest lap as a bit of a bonus. We've had 3rd place cross the line and finish. That's Electric Envy taking 3rd place. And Betham in round 1 of season 2 of Group 3 wins the Daytona GT3 Championship race for the Peugeot Alpine outfit.
Really well done to Betham. He absolutely deserves that one. As my video recording has actually just ended as we say that, so perfect timing. But yeah, well done to Betham. P1 and P2 will go to Stanley. P3 to Electric Envy. Peugeot Alpine takes P1 at the flag. Corvette lead the championship as we head into the second round. Third place goes to Electric Envy. Congrats to him on a podium for Toyota. Toyota both in the points as well. So great to see that, as Fabregas, I do believe, grabbed P6 if I'm not mistaken. But wow, what a race!
It was certainly a good race to start off the season. Unfortunately for Stanley, who had to pit just towards the end of the race because he was running out of the old car juice and was not able to finish the race until pitting once again. But for Betham, a great start to the season for him in round one, winning here at Daytona. Peugeot Alpine are looking rather strong to start the season. As he said, next week, in a fortnight, sorry, we'll be here back again for Group 3 for Brands Hatch, for the, I'm guessing, the one and only British GT3 Championship race, Jonah, or are we back in Britain once again after that?
You're correct. It is the only British Grand Prix, as I do believe that's the only British circuit on the calendar besides, or on the GT3 or GT7 championship or GT7 game. I think Goodwood Festival Speed Circuit is the only other circuit, but we don't have that on the calendar. So yes, correct. Brands Hatch is the only race on the calendar that is going to be racing in Britain. So can't wait to be racing there as we head into the second round of the championship.
Yeah, and as I said earlier on in the stream, check out tomorrow's race for some more LFR Formula 1 content for the Japanese Grand Prix, and Monday's Limitless one, of course, the top tier of LFR. And then Tuesday, we're back for sprint format for the British Grand Prix. So we're going to have another British race coming up very soon in a few days' time. And then Thursday, we'll be having Formula 4 back. I think Jonah's going to be back for that one, and that will be the sprint format, Jonah, for the Austrian Grand Prix. So hopefully you'll be there for that one with Iggy Combo.
Yep, I will definitely be back for that one. Can't wait for that race as we head into the second race of the season for Formula 4. Can't wait for that.
Brilliant. So everyone, thank you very much for tuning in to this Gran Turismo 7 stream of LSR's round 1 of season 2 of this GT3 championship. So make sure to check it out in 2 weeks' time, the same time, 9:30 p.m. local time here in the UK. And if you're watching back in America, I can't remember the time difference, unfortunately. I'm sure Jonah will be able to tell you. But yeah, 9:30 in the UK for any British viewers, 10:30 of course for Europe. And yeah, looking forward to Brands Hatch next week. So anyway, thank you very much for watching. Please make sure to like, share and subscribe for the video. Anyone from LSR, if you haven't subscribed already, please make sure you do. You're the guys that's going to get us to the 200 subscriber mark and beyond. So that is much appreciated. So yeah, I'll see you back tomorrow night for Monday's Limitless 1.